Listen.
Never.
I'm not gonna do the big spiel. I'm just gonna go right into it. Then I'll give my take after you guys. Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, right? He waits a long time to go to the Steelers. You know, he doesn't sign right away. He misses OTAs. He's getting ready to go into mandatory minicamp. Everyone, it was kind of like the worst kept secret that that where he was gonna go because Russell's gone. Justin Fields is gone. It only makes sense for Aaron to go there. We saw what happened with the Jets. Didn't work out. I'm not gonna say it was a debacle because there were extenuating circumstances, and we'll probably get into that a little bit later on in the segment. But I'm gonna go right, Jay. Matter of fact, Q. I'm gonna go with you first. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers? Do you think it moves the needle a little bit? Do you like the move? Like, what's your take on this?
This is fucking hilarious, man. Yo, what's crazy is that like you even wanted me to talk about this shit first, man. Like that's the shit that got me. Yo, man.
That's a diabolical way to start your take, though.
Yo, is there like a skip button?
Yeah. You sound
Bro,
like the
like,
penguin. You're like,
this is like when I sent the image, to the team's chat and shit, man, like I was like, everybody thought it was hot news. What?
I expected it.
But like, you know what I don't like about Aaron Rodgers? Like, why he thinks he's still the shit, man. Like, I think he's still living in Brett Favre's shadow. To be honest, like, what is he trying to do? Go to another team to make them better, or I'm really trying to figure out what he's trying to do with his. I think he doesn't know what to do. I don't think he knows what life is after football. To keep it a buck, man, because like, why else? Like, we all knew and kind of figured out, like, after everybody signed and drafted, made their moves, bro, homie, like, you had to go there. Like, where else you? Big news, man. Yo, he's a diva, man. He's a diva. He's bad news, and this is gonna change. This is gonna change. This is gonna reflect on the Steelers because this is not the Steeler type of image. Let's keep it a buck. The Steelers been hard nosed quarterbacks who play to the ground. They fucking live and die there. They even help people mine and shit. They help drive the trains around and fucking, you know what I mean? In Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? Like, he's not about that, bro. Like,
Yo,
he's
what
really
quarterback
not,
drives a train around in Pittsburgh? I must have missed some shit.
but there's a lot of trains in Pittsburgh. But like, whatever, man.
Yeah, you seen Ben Roethlisberger driving a train out there? And I'm just fucking you guys.
I'm pretty sure that motherfucker, that nigga be like a fucking conductor and shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I don't know.
Mason Rudolph.
Yo, but it's really like, what is he doing? Like, I think he just wants to make news. He's like almost like a fucking media diva at this point, man. Like, he wants to be at the attention at the world. Come on, homie. Like, if the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't sign him, he would be out of the job. Because let's keep it a buck. What's crazy is that his only competitor is the one that's actually competing to be a starting quarterback on the Browns, Joe Flacco. And they're almost the same age. And what's crazy, I would rather to have a Joe Flacco than Aaron Rodgers on my team right now. Wow. I'll keep it a buck right now, bro.
Okay.
Like, I'll keep it 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to do that because he's too much attention. He's too much media. He's too much hot press and cameras and flashing. He's too much expectation. I don't want no expectation, bro. I want you to do what you need to do and do it. If you can't do it, then get the fuck out of it, bro. Like, and he didn't perform in the last two teams. So, like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna go to the Steelers and win them a Super Bowl? Come on, man. The Ravens gonna.
But
Ravens.
Did he not perform, or did his team not perform,
bro? He did not perform. Bro.
It's a good question. I don't know. It's a good. It's not that simple in my opinion. You got more to say, Q?
No.
You could easily make L's point. I know Jay gonna eviscerate him because he's a Jets guy and shit didn't go right over there. But you could easily make L's point. Was it him? Was it the fucking dysfunction of Woody Johnson and Olbrick and fucking Nate Hackett and Salah being fired and one of the defenses that were considered the top defense but couldn't stop the run, and Garrett Wilson dropping passes, and Sauce Gardner getting smoked all the time, and fucking, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. The Achilles, there's a lot of different, right?
So you telling me right now he's gonna go into a division that's probably one of the best divisions?
Yeah,
right?
that's yeah, okay.
He's going into one of the best divisions, right? With the coach that's probably one of the best coaches I feel like can go down. I feel like
Who, Mike Tomlin?
I think Tomlin can be like, he's in the top 3 for me, bro.
Mike Tomlin is the Tom Thibodeau of the fucking NFL, but go ahead.
But no,
I'm
but
being honest. He played 90s style offense. Go ahead. And I like Mike Tomlin. I'm not taking a shot at him.
I don't think he's gonna. Like, how do you get one old? That's like the Wizards getting Michael Jordan at the age of 38, 40 years old, whatever they got him. You know what I mean? Like, and expecting something out of him to rejuvenate the whole franchise. That's not gonna happen in football. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen with him. He's just looking for some guy like, yo, homie has a whole fucking documentary about him, like fucking taking ayahuasca. Yo, that's great, man. Like, you did it. You had a documented beat. You fucking, I don't want to see you. Yo, if I want to see a documentary, I don't want to see you fucking taking no fucking. I want to see you fucking pause working out, nigga. Like fucking throwing passes.
Should I ring him up on it? That one was a little flagrant. You want to see him working out? Like, I don't know, man. That was a little
pause, man. Like,
yeah, but I don't. Some things supersede pause. I don't know. We're gonna have to take a vote on this one, man. All right. I'm saying ring him up. Yeah, D. Ring him up. Hold on. Here we go. Man. I don't want to see anybody working out, by the way. Just to have some clarity.
You know, I think Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God.
You guys.
Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
We almost got through a whole episode, but but no, you know what? You're not alone in that take. There are a lot of people who have your same sentiments.
Oh really?
Yeah. A lot of people don't think that he's washed up. He's over the line. He's a diva. He's looking for attention. You know, we all heard the skinny on Aaron Rodgers. Jay, you're closer probably to this than we are as a Jets fan. What do you think?
I think, like you said a lot earlier with all the different things that he had to go up against when he was with the Jets. That was not a very comfortable situation for anybody. There's no quarterback that I think could have done any better than what he did based on the circumstance, and that's okay. However, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I'm tired of the name because I'm tired of the show. I'm tired of the spectacle. I'm tired of the off season. I got to go into, talk to darkness. I got to go talk to my people. I got family issues. Yeah. It's just so much. Just either say you're going to play or you're not. Like the theatrics, to Q's point, they're old. They're tired. Nobody wants to hear that shit. However, as far as the Steelers are concerned, they're in the best position that they could possibly be in because they don't have anybody on their bench. They got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Diggins, I think is the other guy. They have that. Neither one of those quarterbacks are built to perform or what have you. Now, with that being said, there's only 1 year that you're gonna really see. Like, and we're gonna have to do this whole same song and dance next year to see if Aaron Rodgers. Because remember, you're signing a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And they now, granted, they have weapons, right? They have DK Metcalf, they have a running back, they have an offensive line, they have everything set up. But I don't see that this team is going to go any further than maybe a playoff team, maybe. I don't know. I don't
even think they make the playoffs.
No. Again, maybe a playoff team.
How many do you think are getting in from the North? What do you think? How many teams are getting in from the North? Like no more than 3, right? All 4 is probably not getting in, right?
No, definitely not all 4.
So it's between them and Cleveland for that third spot, right? Most likely, right?
I don't know that Cleveland gets in. I think Cleveland's out of the way.
I do too, but you never know.
I do know. I don't see Cleveland, like, they don't have an answer at quarterback. I don't know that Shador's the answer. I don't know that Flacco's the answer. I don't know that the other kid that they drafted from wherever, Bubblefuck, face. I don't know that he's the fucking answer. And then the third one is the second one is the kid who actually was drafted to Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickens, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that any of those guys are the quarterback that's going to supplant the North and put them in position to make the playoffs. I just don't see it. So I think with that being said, I don't think that Pittsburgh or Cleveland makes a dent in anything. I think both of those teams are going to be pretty pedestrian this offseason, personally.
Yeah. So you don't think you think it moves? You don't think it moves the needle? Is what you're saying at all?
I mean, it moves the needle in terms of watchability. Like people will watch that brand of football, and maybe he has a decent year. He can still spin the rock. He still makes good decisions. I don't know how his escapability is not what it was in Green Bay, and it definitely, what we saw in with the Jets. But with Tomlin, do those two football minds put together a season that's watchable football? Yes. But is anybody saying that they're going to put the fucking house on them to win a Super Bowl or to even do something special in the playoffs? I don't think so.
Yo, Jay, I want to ask you this question. And I can ask the whole panel. So do you think that Aaron Rodgers is going to make a bigger impact than, this might sound a little sour, Jay, it's now on the Giants, but you think he's going to make a bigger impact, Aaron Rodgers, with the Steelers than what Russell Wilson did with the Steelers?
Yes. I think, and the reason why is because he'll have more of a sample size. Russell Wilson didn't come in until week 7 or something like that. Russell Wilson missed a lot of games, and it was a lot of Justin Fields. I think that Aaron Rodgers will have. First of all, Aaron Rodgers has a higher skill set than Russell Wilson. He's taller. He can throw it further. He makes better decisions, football decisions. He's more accurate. But
I think at the peak of their powers, yes. I'm not so sure about it anymore.
Well, we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers in his second season after an Achilles.
Right.
We have to kind of give him that 1 year, almost as a throwaway year, where he actually played formidable.
He did.
But
he did.
Everything that you said fell apart, right? Hackett's gone. Salah's gone. You name it. It went wrong.
Devontae Adams coming on late. Chemistry wasn't bubbling with him. There's so many different things. Yeah.
There were a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I like you gave the best argument for why Aaron Rodgers should have a better year than he had last year, which wasn't a horrible year based on the
Plus, coming off an Achilles, we know what the real timeline is. Like we've seen it with Kevin Durant. It's a year, and there's even some residual effects after the year. So yeah, I don't think we got to see him at his full powers. I agree.
So I think, and just to answer your question, Q, I think that you'll see a better version of that offense with Aaron Rodgers under center for an entire 17 games versus what you saw in 10 games from Russell Wilson.
Oh, you want to jump in? You want me to jump in?
Hey, yo, boss. That's it.
I got you.
Oh,
got him.
shit.
I got him.
Jay, you was waiting on it too, Jay. That's some shit right there.
Yo, Jay Shirt.
Jay, since the beginning, he was trying to. I know he was waiting. He was listening to every word I said.
Yo, Jay Shirt. That's it. Jay Shirt. I'm not even saying Paul. I'm saying Jay Shirt.
Cue it up.
Yeah.
Cue it up.
Let's go.
Cue it the fuck up.
Yeah, he was waiting on me. I never seen such a quick reaction. Let me see. Y'all ready?
Yo, he was definitely.
Here we go.
He was scheming.
I think, Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
Got him.
Would you like me to go, L, or would you like to go?
Nah, I mean, I say real quick, man. Like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I wish the best for the guy, man. New city. He had the third most passing yards of any Jet season. So, like, was it that's why I asked you, was it him not performing, or was it just like a team thing? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he's going to do over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Listen, man, there's a lot to unpack with this. We talked about some of the things he had to overcome. Definitely. But in terms of moving the needle, well, all right, let me just start with this. One thing I don't like the whole Brett Favre thing, and this is to Q's point, trying to emulate Brett Favre. Brett Favre was notorious for not making it towards the end of his career with the Vikings, not making the decision until kind of late in the game. Same thing like Roger Clemens and Andy Pettit used to do in baseball. Like, they would wait till like the last minute, you know what I'm saying? But in football, it's a little bit different, right? Because in my opinion, yes, he's an older guy. He's a veteran. He doesn't technically have to go to OTAs, which is voluntary. But that's if he's with the Packers. Even if he's with the Jets for the third year in a row, you never been on the Steelers, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new environment. How to get to work, the routes you have to take, the coaching staffs, the trainers, the facilities. There's a whole bunch of things. I would have went to OTAs. Maybe play a little catch as your receivers and work out behind 7-on-7s with the line and all that. I know there's no pads and everything, but just to develop a little bit of chemistry. Okay, having said that. Fine. He'll probably be there for mandatory, for mandatory minicamp, I would assume. Now, in terms of moving the needle, it's Mike Tomlin, right? As legendary as he is, and I love Mike Tomlin. I love after he came in after Cowher. He's held that franchise down for the last 15 years. I'm not sure if his game, if shit is passing him by, man. His game, part of his game to me, and people are going to kill me in the comments, is still 2006-esque, right? For whatever reason, the Steelers don't really like to run their offense through a QB, right? We've seen this year, time in and time out. Even though it's a passing league now. Now he's a brilliant defensive-minded coach, right? He builds his teams, and his offense is based around the run and the run and defense. That's how we grind it out, run it, and have your defense do what they're supposed to do. And that's brilliant, right? Never had a losing season. I get all of that. Great coach, right? And when you got ballers on defense like Cam Hayward, right, and T.J. Watt, and they bring in Malik Harrison from Baltimore. They add some depth to the linebacker core. They bring in Darius Slay, the cornerback from the Eagles. Him and Joey Porter. Joey Porter's a really good cornerback. You do have some pieces on there. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Echols for some depth on in the secondary. So you have some good defensive pieces. But the offensive side of the ball is what I'm looking at a little bit sideways, right? You give away Pickens, right? He goes to Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. You bring in DJ Metcalf, right? Yeah, you got one weapon on one side, but what about the other side now? You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, if he gives you half of what he gave you during your Pro Bowl days, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? They got Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, right? They got a lot of got Najee Harris is going. I'm not sure what to expect when you look at at the Steelers. Yeah, they drafted his running back. He's supposed to be good, but then you got Joe Burrow. They've improved their team over there in Cincinnati and the Bengals, re-signing Higgins, locking up Jamar Chase. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Their defense has gotten a little bit better. Joe is probably
they still got it. They still got to figure out what they're gonna do with
offensive line.
With who?
The offensive line.
Yeah, but they got some draft pieces that are going to work out. They're waiting in the weeds. Offensively, he's the best passing quarterback, pocket passer in the league. Joe Burrow's that dude. We all know that, right?
Mm-hmm. What's going on with Nick Chubb?
Well, yeah, exactly, Nick Chubb. But listen, Cleveland, because Jay, you talked about Cleveland, right? We don't know what's going on with their QB spot, right? Obviously, Myles Garrett, he gets his bread, right? He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Colin is a good defensive tackle, provide pressure up the middle. When you sign what is supposedly the second best edge rusher in the draft behind who we got, Abdul Carter. Shout out to my man Abdul Carter and Mason Graham. You still have Jerry Jeudy, but not a lot of weapons on offense. Yeah, I agree with Jay. They're probably going to finish around fourth in the league with a miracle, maybe third. The team to beat in that division, we all know who that is. It's the Ravens, right? You know what I'm saying? The greatest quarterback, period, in the league. Greatest quarterback in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, you can mention Josh Allen. You can mention Joe Burrow. There's a bunch of different guys. But to me, Lamar's the best in the game, with all due respect to those guys. Patrick Mahomes, he's become a really good pocket passer. We know what he can do with the run. We saw what happened last year. He drove down the field.
Andrews.
Right. Andrews fucked that up. That wasn't on Lamar. Andrews fucked that up. If he doesn't drop that pass, they beat the Bills. Plus, Zay Flowers, I believe, didn't even play in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Rashad Bateman just signed a new deal with them. He's a red zone guy, a deep threat. Zay Flowers, he's going to get better in his third year. We said Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely had a really great year. They run that 12 personnel like Gronk. So they have a lot of different ballers. And they also got this kid out of Colorado. I think his name is LaDante Wester. Did you hear about him?
No.
I think he's going to be a ball on the receiving end. Their O-line ranked ninth in the league last year. with three starters, with three brand new starters on them, one of them being a rookie. And if you know about our O-line, you know that it's all based on chemistry and continuity, right? You know what I'm saying?
Some of it, Lamar makes that O-line look good because
absolutely, because he can break. Yeah, when the play breaks down, he can do what he got to do.
That's not by design. Some of that is just Lamar.
No, I agree.
Lamar.
But absolutely. But their O-line is going to get better. Their O-line was already pretty good. So on the offensive side of the ball, they're good. Defensive side of the ball, they're good. And they have a shitload of weapons. The secondary, right? Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, front seven is official. And they got a lot of Pro Bowlers. So I say all that to say this. You're going to have to worry about, in your division, you're going to have to play 8 games against these guys, right? Going up against that stout Cleveland defense twice. 6 games. You're going to have to go against that stout Cleveland defense twice. The stout Ravens defense twice, and who am I missing? Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals. You know, we'll see what the Bengals are going to be. They're powerful offense. So,
well, you remember they got to figure out what they're going to do with Hawkins. Is it Hawkins?
Higgins? Hawkinson?
No, on the defensive side of the ball.
Who you talking about? The Bengals?
The Bengals. They got to figure out what they're going to do because they got to sign. They got to re-sign him.
They got to 100%. But
they have to re-sign him.
No, absolutely. But my point is that's a hard division to really just insert a guy in his 40s, you know, in his early 40s who's coming off
against those defenses.
Against those fucking defenses. Even though, we'll get to see what the Bengals
is bad.
No, we'll